Hey everyone, this is Isaac, and this is Motivation Inspired. If you're here for the very first time, you don't want to be left in the dark. Join me on my journey by hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell by smashing it, and you'll have up-to-date videos as it gets along. Today we're going to be talking about why we shouldn't give advice. Coming up. In this video, we're going to be diving in so that way you understand as to why you shouldn't give advice. I know this is motivation inspired, but this is going to help you understand when you give people advice. It's really just, do you know the definition of advice? It's really giving people recommendation and guidance or guidance anyhow, some kind of counseling or help. You know, we're all not in that position to have counsel people, especially when they're going through certain things. Yeah, I know you get used to the fact by giving people advice, you start feeling good because people are coming to you and they feel like they're they can rely on you with the counseling. I say this: if you have a degree in psychology or anything that it's going to help you out as an individual to give people advice, then do it. But if you're in a position and you're giving advice, you say, wait a minute. Yes, why you shouldn't give advice? Because guess what? They start blaming you and there's rejection that happens, right? So with the guidance you give, the recommendation, the counseling, the direction, information that they rely on these things, and therefore, guess who gets to be at fault? You. That's right. So why we shouldn't give advice is simply the reason. First and foremost, have an understanding of the situation, okay? And then you can decide whether you want to help or not help. I know some of you are probably saying right now, I'm going to give advice no matter what. Okay, well, that's fine. But remember the consequences as I shared with you, because there could be rejection. There could be in the relationship, could be whether it be friends or family, can be broken. Okay, now if you're going to sit down and listen, what I suggest is that you balance and see what the story unfolds. Okay, there's a lot to the story. A person says one thing, the other person says one thing, or they can't figure out what to do. Now, I gotta understand, people wanting to listen to other people when they give advice, they're not there just to give it, to hear from you. They're just trying to bear their pain. And if you offer to help them, you're saying, hey, you know what? Therefore, you give advice. And when you give that advice, like I said before, there's going to be rejection and there's going to be an issue with that. So, people are there just because they're wanting to listen to I say advice. People are going to do whatever they want to do. Even if you give advice, you're being rejected from that. And then guess what? You're hurt because of the advice you try to give them. And then you become the victim of say, hey, you know what? I've given people advice and they don't listen to the advice. Like I said, they're not there to listen. They're just bearing that pain and they're just sharing that with you. And I know it's hard sometimes, but people love to give advice. Like I said, if you're not a professional person or a pastor or someone who's inside that knows you and your relationship or whatever you're going through or situation, then only then, like I said, you seek counsel. And And I'm going to share that right here. It's going to be found in Proverbs chapter 14. I'm going to read this off the screen. Without wise leadership, a nation falls. There is a safety in having many advisors. So it's better to know, like I said before, is to know the leadership and the people you can trust. That's the only reason to listen to the advice or seek the counsel. Hey guys, thank you for watching Motivation Inspired. Before I end this video, I do need your favor, and that is for those of you who are subscribed to my channel. If you got no chance to watch them, that's perfectly fine. Please share this video. It is so important. And if you're here for the very first time and you're not joining me on my journey, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you click on that bell so that way you have a up-to-date video that you will be informed for the next video. So, with that said in mind, make sure you share, like. We'll see you in the next video.